different ways. And for me, there's a lot of ways I was really, really lucky. You know, some of the worst things didn't happen, and I was grateful for that. But I had some really, really weird symptoms start to happen to me. I guess just being alone a lot, and it just kept on getting weirder and weirder. And finally, I sought professional assistance because I thought I was going crazy. And after like a long search and a lot of consultation, I found out something that finally made sense. So now I'm ready, I've accepted it, and I'm ready to tell you. Tonight, I'm coming out as a fairy godmother. Woo! I know that sounds kind of weird, and you know, yeah, right, sure, but I have evidence. It's clinically proven. First off, physical evidence. You might see it, not see it, but I literally have a pointed ear. Now, I only have one, so I'm probably only like half or a third fairy, but still, it's there. And not only that, but there's certain characteristics about me that now suddenly make sense. For instance, you know, some people have said that I have this really intense gaze. And when I look at somebody really hard, it's like I'm throwing daggers at them. And now that I'm a fairy godmother, you know, at first I used to think it was just like my own resting bitch face, but now I gotta be careful with that shit. And then, you know, I always liked nature, but I didn't really realize that I was obsessed with it. You know, and some clues were, it took me 6 months to complete a water painting of a tree trunk. And when I went to the botanical gardens with my sister in Portland, I had to sniff every rose bush. There were 2 acres of rose bushes. And she was like, come on, let's get out of here. And I'm like, no, I still have like 4 rows left. But, you know, that's the way it is, and I'm learning to accept it. And, you know, there's some nice perks, like I don't age as fast. People are kind of surprised that I'm 52. Hopefully when I'm 65, I can stick with that one. So there's some benefits that I've developed and understood from this new state that I'm in. For instance, I have the most amazing travel mojo. Maybe it's like, you know, vestigial flying or something, but when I go on an airplane, it lands early. And I had this experience when I went to Puerto Rico, and I love the scooters. The scooters are the best. So here I am, I'm on a scooter, and I'm going, and you know, I didn't really pay attention to the signs, and I went off-road, and I went into this area that was damaged from the hurricanes, and there was this big post that used to be like maybe a lamplight or something, and I didn't see it. And I hit it with the scooter, and I just went, woo, roll! I can't use this. That's dangerous. If I was wearing sweats, I would. Anyway, or if there was a mat. So anyway, I went flying over the handlebars, and I'm flying in there, and I'm like, woo, I'm flying. But then I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna land on the ground really soon. And there I was, and because of my special fairy agility, I just went, oh whoosh. And I stuck the landing. There were people on that sidewalk just waiting for me to lose my front teeth. No, I landed perfectly. So that's really good. Also, I'm an IT project manager, and there's nothing any IT project manager wants more than to just magically make unreasonable wishes come true. Now, it's important to understand that being this fairy, it's not the kind of experience you would expect, like Disney goes. There's no guild, there's no training. Really, you just have to sink into your intuitive knowledge. And it gets a little weird sometimes. Like, I go to leave the house in the morning, and all of a sudden I have this burning urge to put super glue and an Allen wrench and an egg yolk separator in my purse. Because really, when it comes down to being a fairy, it's not all this physics-defying shit. It all comes down to just really good timing and being there when people need you. So some of my best fairy things is just always showing up when there's someone at a door with our hands full. Or just having a knack for saying the right thing when someone really needs it. Just a little bit of encouragement. It's really kind of easy, and I found that the more I kind of sink into my fairy godmotherness, I just find I'm doing more and more. The most critical part of becoming a fairy godmother, though, is that you need fairy godchildren. So until you put yourself out there and adopt some kids or humans of any sort, or even animals, you don't understand that you're a fairy godmother. So now that I know this, it's really opened my eyes and the world to everything that's cool, in a way. So the other thing that I've understood is not only can I connect to this kind of fairy magic, but everybody else can if they want to. So what I'm here to tell you tonight is you too can be fairy god people. And it might be fun to try. Now, the other thing is, if you guys all clap really good, I might spread wings before I walk off the stage, so could you please?